Yep, great
Joining
to
us
be with you,
now
Dan.
to talk about the legal side of this is Renato Mariotti, former assistant U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Illinois. Renato, good to see you again. I mean, look, it seems to me that the strongest argument that Abbe Lowell has, let's put them all together, on the gun charge, on the tax charge, they're going to be different kinds of defenses, is I wouldn't have been charged here if I wasn't Hunter Biden. And yet he can't make that argument to a jury.
That's right. He can make it to a judge's sentencing, but he can't make it to the jury. So I think, Dan, what you're going to see here are a bunch of motions that he's going to make. He's going to try to put that prior deal that they had come up with prosecutors in front of the judge, try to hold them to that deal, try to make an issue of that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I don't see this being a case you take to trial.
Well, let's talk about that. So the argument that his team is making is there wasn't even really a plea deal with regard to the gun charge. It was what's called a non-prosecution agreement. And that's an agreement, they said, which is between the prosecutor and the defendant. And the prosecutor agrees not to prosecute, and the defendant agrees to abide by certain conditions, et cetera. And Abbe Lowell and Hunter's team are saying that thing's still in effect because that was signed, sealed, and delivered. The special counsel saying, no. There still needed to be some level of sign-off by the judge. Who do you think is right on that?
I think that ultimately the prosecutors are gonna prevail on that, but I actually think it's a win-win for Abbe Lowell and his team, and I have great respect for him, by the way. I think he has a chance of winning, and if he loses, he still wins, because I think even if the judge ultimately doesn't hold up the agreement, all of the facts are going to be in front of the judge. And so ultimately the judge is going to take that into account in sentencing, and that's going to work out very well for Hunter Biden.
You're talking about a possible sentencing. What do you think the timing is on this? I mean, that does become critical because we're talking about politics meets the law.
Yeah, one thing is apparent to me, Dan, I don't think the Hunter Biden team is really focused on Joe Biden's political future. I think they're doing what's right for Hunter Biden without any reference to the father at all. So I think it looks to me like Abbe Lowell and his team are going very aggressive. They're going to be trying to, they're going to file a bunch of motions in the upcoming weeks. I think this is going to get resolved before the general election, one way or the other, to the detriment of Joe Biden.
And real quick, I mean, again, I think the problem he has is this is one of these crimes, and I've talked about this before, this gun crime, which based on these facts, right, no other crime committed, no criminal background, one gun wasn't used in a crime, that has never, with all those facts, been charged in and of itself against anyone, I don't think. But when it comes to the technical questions of did he violate the law, it's a tough defense.
I agree. This is really about prosecutorial standards, Dan. In my district in Chicago, we would never charge a case like this. We were charging much more serious gun crimes. We didn't charge, we also wouldn't charge somebody with possessing 1 gram of cocaine. But as you point out, if you're found with 1 gram of cocaine, even though it's something we would never prosecute, it is technically a federal crime. And so that's the issue for Abbe Lowell. And that's why ultimately I think he accepted that deal previously, and now, unfortunately, that's unraveled. I expected that frankly, for them to work on and complete that deal. Now that hasn't happened, I think that they're ultimately going to be focused on these motions rather than trying to win anything in trial.
Renato Mariotti, thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Go to NewsNationNow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.